So in this computing lesson, I'm going to show you how to create your own scene based on the plan that you created last week. So when you're on the main menu, I want you to click the computing button, to code, and then you can scroll down and click free code gibbon and just launch the app. Now, the difference between this and what you're used to is there's no instructions here telling you what to do because you're going to be building everything from scratch. Now, the most important thing to remember to do while coding is saving your work. So click this menu button at the top and save and give it a name. So I'm just going to call this my scene and save. Now this lesson, we're not going to do any coding, we are just going to add the objects that we want to do the actions in our code. So you need to click the design button at the top, and it's going to take you to this screen here. Now, the best thing to do is to set your background first. So there is a computer button here at the bottom. When you click that, it brings up the background options. You can either choose a colour, so for example, if your theme is the ocean, you can use blue, or you can select an image. When you click that, it's going to give you lots of options of different backgrounds that you can use. Because I'm doing the rainforest, I'm going to choose this, and don't worry if you're not happy with it. So I don't like this because it's got a bike path, so I'm deciding to change it. So if you're not happy with it, you can always go back and change it. So I think I should use this one. There's also another option, which is you can upload from your computer your own image, or you can paint it. So we'll give you some paint options for you to paint your picture. It's just loading, but once it loads, you'll have lots of different things so you can draw your own picture. And PurpleMash works on tablets and it works on the computer as well. So you can draw with your fingers if you're on a tablet. So now that I've chosen my background, I can begin to add my objects. Now there's lots of different types. So it's best if you are adding animals that you add an animal, and if you're adding a human character that you use the character object. So for example, if you are designing a scene for space, when you drag your character, to change the picture, you're going to double click it, and there's lots of different themes that you can choose from. But the easiest thing to do is there's a search button here, and when you click that, you can search different keywords. So these are all the pictures that they have about space. But because I'm doing the rainforest, it's going to bring up things that are related to the rainforest. Now don't worry if there's not a lot, because you can still search individual terms. So for example, snake, and it's going to come up with a snake image. The first thing that I want to add is a panther, so I'm going to add this, and then automatically it changes into the picture that you chose. Now there's lots of different options here that will change the way that your character looks, but the most important thing that we need to do is change the name. Now I've made a mistake here, so I wonder if anyone can spot it. I said earlier that it's important that we think about what kind of object we choose. Now, a panther is an animal, so if you don't want something on the screen, you're just going to drag it to the bin. Now, because a panther is an animal, I'm going to drag the animal object, and I'm going to double click, and it's going to bring up the different images. So then now you can see all the different animals that there are, or you can search for them as well. I'm going to click the panther, and you can just drag wherever you want it to go. Now there's lots of options here. Now the most important thing is to change the name. Now it will be really confusing if we called everything My Animal 1, My Animal 2, My Animal 3. So we're going to call this Panther. Make sure you click somewhere else, otherwise it doesn't save the name. Now this just changes the position on the screen, but you can just do that by dragging it around with your mouse. We also have the scale option, which changes the size. So when you click this here, you can either type, or you can click the arrows and you can make it smaller or bigger. So panthers aren't that big, so maybe about that big in the background along with the trees. So that's adding the first object. Now, if you're not sure what kind of object you're adding, it's just always safe to add the animal object. So for example, if you want to add a tree or a fairy and you're not quite sure which one it is, you can just double click that. And I want to see if they have water, maybe like a pond that I can add. So it's bringing up things that relate to that. So because there's nothing there, I can choose to paint my own. So I'm just going to paint a little pond. And you can scroll down and you can choose smaller pens. So maybe I'm going to do some squiggly lines to look like the water is moving. And you can press undo if you don't like the way that looks. Press OK. So now I have my water. So I'm just going to call this pond. If I want to add another animal, just drag the object onto the screen, double click, search, might add a monkey to go in the tree. I think I'll choose this one because it looks quite realistic. When you click that, you can drag it into place and change the size. So I'm going to make this monkey sit on the tree. I'm also going to add another animal, and I think this time I will add a parrot. So I like the look of this one. Should appear. Yep, but a parrot is definitely not that big, so I'm going to change the size. And I'm just going to put it in the other tree. There's also other objects you could add, so you could use any objects for this because it's not a character or an animal. So I want to add a tree because I want that tree maybe to do something when I code it later. So a tree that looks like it belongs in the rainforest, maybe this one. And I can add it in the background. And if you want something to go in front, you just click that and drag it in front. Now, remember to make sure you go back and you name these so that it makes it easier for you to code later on. Almost called the parrot monkey there. Right, and make sure that the names have changed because sometimes it doesn't save. There we go. Now I'm going to just show one more example, just in case there's another theme that you want to see. So if I want to clear everything, I can just drag everything into the bin. And I'm going to make a space theme. So I'm going to go back to the background and I'm going to choose space. So here I can add a character. So I'm going to drag the character and I'm going to call this Spaceman. Double click the picture, going to search space. And there's an astronaut, so I'm going to put him on the moon. I might also want to add other characters, So maybe an alien. So we can search alien. This one looks quite friendly. And just put him there. Maybe make him a bit shorter. Might want a flying space alien. So alien, and like this one in his little flying saucer. If I want to make it look like he's far away, I can just make him really small and put him there. So today, you're just going to be adding the objects to the screen so that next week we can begin coding all the different actions that you want for your interactive scene. I hope you'll have fun and good luck.